know that WTC is a facility with a purpose. That's the unique aspect of a World Trade Center. But what does sustainability in the real estate of a WTC mean? I mean, mean for you, especially in World Trade Center, Gibraltar, and with you doing the planning for the World Trade Center, London, and Madrid. So, where does sustainability stand for you, and what does it mean for you?
Okay, that's an interesting question, and of course, sustainability is a very broad term, isn't it? With World Trade Centers in general, I think sustainability is going to make a few changes to our aspirations. So what it would do, you know, and I like playing this devil's advocate game with people because it's what I think as well. So when you imagine a shiny new World Trade Center in London, for instance, you're imagining something like the Shard probably, or something in the cluster right in the city of London, high rise glass structure. I think sustainability might mean something different than that, and it might be that our aspirations need to evolve so that we aspire to our version of a tall glass structure may well be a lower rise carbon zero building. Um, and I think gradually through time, we're beginning to see momentum turn. I think with COP26 around people's attention to that from a consumer perspective. People are a bit more fussy about well, actually, what is the carbon footprint of that? Because I want to know, and they're asking these questions, and this will inevitably get into the real estate industry. It already is. So our I think our vision for sustainability is changing from an aspirational perspective. Um, I think we also need to remember that a huge portion of the buildings that we live in and that we will be living and working in within the next 20 years are already here. So we're not necessarily talking about new build all the time. So I think there's a huge area of debate that we can be having around um, retrofit of existing spaces. And that's going to be really fundamental because that retrofit needs to take account for some of the green credentials that you might need to install within a building. It might be more efficient lighting. It might be lighting that goes off if you're not in the space. It might be anything from sort of um, control of temperatures within the building and things like that to help to regulate the ways in which our real estate has an impact on our society. Um, so I think our idea of the fact that we're not, we won't be solving this through new buildings. We will be solving this through a mixture of developing sustainable new buildings, but also addressing a sustainable form of retrofit for the buildings that will inevitably at some point need to be recalibrated into the modern world. But I think from our perspective in a World Trade Center network, that's a really exciting thing because at the moment we have a number of members that have buildings that they've had for years. Those buildings were iconic when they were developed, but in their own words, they would say they're tired now. And I think it's an exciting prospect that actually, you can deliver a really exciting, sustainable development, which isn't new build. It could be a retrofit. So everyone still has a seat at the table, so to speak, around being able to do something.